And now it's time to get back to my trek through the IMDB Bottom 100, only 2 weeks after the last one. That's what happens when you don't have to worry about doing the most and least anticipated films list. Anyway, last one was number 87, and 86 isn't streaming anywhere, so we're on to number 85, The Love Guru. Released in 2008, this comedy stars Mike Myers in one of his last starring roles in a movie that didn't have the word Shrek in it. It was a box office and critical bomb that, along with The Cat in the Hat, killed his career.
I saw the interview. It was charming. But if you really want to put a bomb in a theater, do what I did. Put in The Love Guru.
It also won him 3 Razzie Awards for Worst Screenplay, Worst Actor, and Worst Film of the Year. And as we all know, the Razzies are the best way to tell when a movie is bad, although I guess it probably isn't much worse than the IMDb Bottom 100. Is The Love Guru that bad? Let's find out. It stars Myers as an American raised in India by Ben Kingsley in a fairly small role. Yes, Kingsley also had a small role in the movie in last week's video, the new HBO Max film Locked Down. I'm getting a double dosage of him in bad movies. And since you're all probably going to ask, nobody cares. The Love Guru is technically worse than that movie, but it's also less boring, so it's the movie I'd still prefer to see again. Anyway, back to the plot synopsis. So the Academy Award-winning thespian and king bachelor Sir Ben Kingsley plays a cross-eyed guru named Guru Taganmaputa who makes his students fight with pea-soaked mobs. And he teaches Myers throughout his childhood, and Myers becomes a famous guru himself. And now he gets recruited by the owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs, played by Jessica Alba, to help their star player because the team is in the Stanley Cup playoffs against the LA Kings, and he's in a slump because he's distracted by the loss of his wife, who left him for a goalie for the Kings named Jacques Lecoq Grande, played by Justin Timberlake in a wig and a mustache and an atrocious French accent. Let me first just say that there are splashes of what made Maya's best films work in here. There are a few funny details, even if they aren't always the centerpiece of the story. There is talent behind this movie, and that talent does show just enough to make it better than anything else I've seen on this list so far. But the majority, not so much. Most of it is just a bunch of bad dick jokes delivered by people with funny names. I do mean a lot of dick jokes. This movie is obsessed with the penis. We got big penises, small penises, 1 penis, 2 penis, red penis, blue penis. Not even with any other dirty body part. Just references to penises and maybe a few butt jokes. Which is somewhat of a change of pace from the past 2 movies, which, while they made all kinds of dirty jokes, I think they went slightly more toward female anatomy. But anyway, this has enough penis references to really push its PG-13 rating. While it's the first movie I've seen on this list to have that rating, it doesn't really feel that much less dirty than the hard R-rated movies that came before. Which wouldn't be a bad thing, except most of them just come off as juvenile and not clever. For example, there's this one scene where Myers and Alba's characters are eating nuts wrapped in dough in a way that looks strangely familiar, and the way they talk it becomes like a version of that Sweaty Balls SNL skit.
No one can resist my sweaty balls.
Except that skit worked because the characters didn't realize the innuendo, but here everybody seems to be in on the joke. It's also probably worth noting that this movie was apparently controversial among the Hindu community before it was released. Many saw the previews and thought that it'd be insulting to their culture and religion. So Paramount Pictures, the company distributing it, agreed to hold a pre-screening for the Hindu American Foundation so that they can determine whether or not this controversy was legit. And fortunately for the movie, they decided that it was totally okay. On the topic, they said the following. The film was vulgar, crude, and, in the opinion of many of our attendees, too often tasteless in its puerile choice of humor. Very few of the Hindus viewing this film, however, found it overtly anti-Hindu or mean-spirited. Indeed, no Hindu or Sanskrit terms beyond guru or asham are ever used in the film. So basically, the movie is terrible, but at least it didn't personally insult me. That's going to boost their box office numbers among Hindus. So, yeah, its targets are more toward the self-help crowd and not the Hindu religion. The only thing that really makes it offensive is its quality. This is essentially just a vessel for Myers to show off this guru character. And I guess he's not bad, but this series of penis references isn't doing him any favors. This is still better than the other 2 movies, though. Also, in true bad comedy fashion, it ends with them singing and dancing to a popular song. More specifically, a Bollywood version of Steve Miller's The Joker. Good enough rendition, can't make up for the rest of the movie though.